Hello, welcome to the Long Island Weather Update. It's 9:30 on the first day of isn't it the first day of spring? I think today, or I think it's today, right? Um, it's not March 19th, and definitely getting a little colder and feeling a little less like spring out there. We have a lot of clouds around right now. Earlier in the day, we had a little less clouds, but we had the pop-up clouds pick up. Late morning they started developing stratocumulus, and then on top of that, we had some cirrus and jet junk roll in, and that's ahead of this like system that's kind of coming through a little disturbance here. If we look at the weather map, you'll see there's a little trough. Like you see a little disturbance there that's going to be coming in. That's coming in overnight. Looking at the country as a whole, this over here, you'll see this is where the high pressure is nice and clear. So we're in that troughiness here in the Northeast. So we're dealing with the clouds, but much of the country not dealing with many clouds at all. Um, whether you can see that big high building in, and this is another cold front that's going to be coming through later tomorrow, and then the colder air is going to be coming. There's a couple of cold fronts here that'll be coming on through, but right now we actually have a couple of light rain showers. It doesn't seem like it's reaching the ground. I was worried I was going to get caught in it, but it does not seem like it's reaching the ground much at all. Maybe up in the mountains there may be a flurry or two, but not really much to see here. This is the National Weather Service radar here, and you'll see not really much. It's just very, very light. You might see a flake or feel a raindrop or two, but that's pretty much going to be it. Let's look at our statistics for the day, our climate statistics. And ice slip, we got up to 47 with a low of 34. We're actually pretty close to normal today. The high was 1 degree below normal. The low was 1 degree above normal. So we wound up being 1 degree above normal for today. But pretty close to normal. So this is what it's supposed to feel like in March. A high of 48, a low of 36 at Central Park. There were 2 degrees below normal there. So pretty close to normal for the day. And finally, right, it's going to get actually below normal as we head into Thursday, as we get a stronger cold front coming into the picture. Let's look across the country right now. Not a whole lot going on. We do have red flag warning, though, in North Carolina, and things are drying out, and I know there was discussion of possibly issuing red flag warnings perhaps for parts of New Jersey, because we haven't actually had rain in a while. We don't know how fast the pine barrens dry out. So we'll have to see if they do issue one or they're going to issue some kind of advisory about this. Right now, temperatures are in the mid-40s across the area, or actually low 40s, 41 at Islip. And our dew point is 21. West-southwest wind, so more of a west wind, I guess, right now we got across the area. You can see that there is a small craft advisory that's going to be in effect till 6 a.m. Thursday. They might wind up needing to extend that because Thursday will be a bit on the breezy side. Looking at highs, mid to upper 40s across most of our area. And the lows, pretty much mid-30s, except I do see a 27 at West Hampton and pretty much there wasn't too much radiational cooling last night to speak of. So let's talk about what we have coming up this week. So you can see we've got this little clipper coming through, so we're going to run this GFS ahead here. You'll see that clipper come through. And then another wave, this is the actual cold front that's going to come through a series of cold fronts coming through. But the main one is going to be later tomorrow. Could bring a chance of a shower in the late afternoon, early evening, and then that low moves into the Gulf of Maine. High pressure builds in from Canada, and we do get into some cold air on Thursday and Friday. This high builds down and brings us some nice cold, sunny weather across the area. Before that high quickly moves, because there's not really any blocking, quickly moves offshore, and then this is the next system. Right now it's hard to get the timing right, but it looks like we do have another chance of a Saturday soaker again, unfortunately. And then it won't be the whole weekend. It'll just be Saturday, and then high pressure builds right back behind that again. It's hard to get the timing right now, but this could be a pretty strong low pressure area with some strong winds. You can see how tight those isobars are on this model here, and that's what the GFS is showing. I will show you the icon now as well. So here's the icon, and we'll see what the icon does with this storm. Has a different look to it completely. So we do have disagreement on this storm. So it's a little too soon right now. Some models, the icon's still trying to suppress it a little bit, but it still doesn't have enough cold air for snow. But if that high was a little stronger and the air was a little colder, we could have some snow. But the icon cuts it off and kind of has it lingering around through Sunday and kind of ruining the whole weekend here. Looking at the European model, I should go to the AI. Why not? Let's see what the AI is doing with this thing. And it also is it further to the south, but still not enough cold air for snow over our area, which is kind of surprising. It just moves the cold air out real quick because there's no blocking, I guess, and that's probably why. But if we had more blocking, that could be a snowstorm. But right now, at least for us, it doesn't look like it's going to be likely. Just a lot of rain, and we could see a lot of rain with that system as well. If we look at the total accumulated no, that's not the one I want. Total accumulated precip, you'll see that, yeah, we could be seeing a lot of rain from this thing. The European has us at least 2 to 3 inches of rain. So here we go again with another ridiculous rainfall. GFS in a similar scenario. We'll know more about this storm as we head later in the week. Right now, it's kind of early to tell what's going to happen. It's only Tuesday. But just beware, Saturday looks like a day you might be stuck inside. So let's go to the HRRR model here, and we have the 0Z still not in yet. You know why? It's because of daylight savings. It's only 9:30, so that's why. But we have enough to show you most of tomorrow, I guess. Not really. I do want to look at it for tomorrow's sake. So you'll see here the westerly winds continue. Here's tomorrow. They do shift to the southwest a little bit, and then they kind of swing back. They kind of in the southwest ahead of that front, and then here comes that front coming in. You clearly see here we are into Thursday, and you see those dew points drop. This is some cold air coming in from eastern Canada, so it's going to definitely go well below normal. We'll have a couple of below normal days, really below normal days. And if we look at the air temperatures, you'll see here that temperatures tonight really don't drop that much, upper 30s. Tomorrow's going to be a little milder than today. I think we'll see close to 50 degrees across Long Island. I know we didn't make it there today. And if you're in Jersey, it could be well into the mid-50s, maybe even 60 in South Jersey. But then here comes the cold air. By midnight tomorrow night, temperatures are dropping below freezing for tomorrow. So tomorrow night. So it'll be mild a little bit more tomorrow. So we may be above normal tomorrow, but then it's going to get cold. The other situation, obviously, is the sky. So let's go ahead and look at some soundings here. Here's the 15Z. And let's see what we got for the 15Z. Yeah, this is pretty close together here, so it's indicating that we may have a lot of clouds around again for tomorrow. We're probably going to have to wait for this cold front to come through to really clear things out. So let's look at the precipitation here, right? Because we do have this little area tonight, but tomorrow I think we have a better chance of seeing some precipitation develop as we get toward later in the afternoon, like 2 o'clock, a couple of showers possibly popping up here. You can see a couple of scattered showers. You see that trough right there. And actually, I'm going to just look at a sounding right now because this could be, we have some instability in the air. So, it could be a heavy shower. It'll be convective in nature. I mean, maybe a thunderstorm. But this is, again, later in the afternoon, 2 o'clock onward, I think. Maybe even as early as 1. You'll see this all start popping up and developing, and this will be widely scattered, and then by 8 o'clock in the evening, it kind of dies down. So it really won't amount to much as far as precipitation goes. Again, I don't know, total accumulated precip, very, very little amount. That's the HRRR. Let's go now to the NAM model, NAM 3. We have the 18Z NAM 3 to work out. Let's see what the NAM 3 pretty much looks pretty similar to the HRRR as far as the very scattered activity. You can see it's convective. You see the little spots there. So that's convective, and, can't possibly rule out a thunderstorm, perhaps, I guess. It will be interesting for sure to see. And then behind that, here comes the cold for Thursday, all right? So let's go to the GFS next, and we'll talk about that. We'll visualize that. Well, let's go to the dew points, and you'll see. Look at this. All right, it looks like we're missing something. What's going on? That kind of went kind of fast. But this cold front will come in pretty quickly. So here it comes in Thursday night. You can see the cold air is in. The dew points are going to drop. Thursday is going to be breezy and very chilly with very dry air. That's why they're a little concerned about fire weather, perhaps. Dew points will get down as low as possibly the single digits, which is pretty low. And then, this air has come from far north in Canada. maybe call it maybe a borderline Arctic air mass, perhaps. And as we get into Friday, you'll see that we continue in the northwest flow, and then it weakens, winds go calm, and then it retreats ahead of the next storm system. And you can see with the southerly flow, it would be rain for the most part. And then behind that storm system, another shot of cold air behind that system right there. Though probably not quite as cold as this shot that we're going to get. So looking at the temperatures here on the GFS, you'll see as we get into Thursday, we're going to have struggled to the low 40s. Yeah, it's going to be that cold. So it's going to be pretty chilly. It's going to feel a lot more like winter on Thursday for sure. Dropping below freezing into the 20s at night. And then we recover on Friday a little bit more into the mid-40s. Perhaps on Friday it'll probably be a little bit warmer than Thursday will. And then here comes that storm system where it'll bring some warm air in with the rain. And then behind that storm system on Sunday, we'll be back in the mid-40s, maybe slightly below normal. So let's look at some soundings and kind of tell us about the kind of skies that we're going to have as far as behind in this, because there's, again, some disagreement. So if we look at the GFS, it has these close but not touching. So I think Thursday should be a mostly sunny and chilly day across the area. You can see them kind of getting close, but they're not quite touching. This is the 18Z at 18Z, so not quite touching. So I think we'll have plenty of sunshine on Thursday. As far as Friday goes, we'll do 18Z Friday. We'll probably have more upper-level moisture at that time. Yeah, I see some upper-level moisture. There's already warm air advection working in it at the mid-levels. Thursday is probably going to set its quick shot of cold air because, again, there's no blocking. It's been the same story this whole season with that. Let's go look at the skies on the GFS model. Obviously, tomorrow it's showing sun and then kind of gives way to the instability cloudiness. Thursday, again, I think that's our best day to see sunshine, though it's possible there may be some more clouds over Long Island, and New Jersey would probably have less clouds. Here we are Friday with the high clouds already probably trying to stream in on us. And then for Saturday, obviously, we'll be dealing with the rain. And Sunday we might clear out, though. It kind of hangs it up a little bit. This is, again, the GFS, very low resolution. So keep that in mind. So let's go to the RGEM, our next sky model here, which we know is a little overly optimistic, but RGEM has us going mostly sunny for a little bit in the morning tomorrow, and then the clouds kind of start building in, I guess, around 16Z. So 16Z, that is, I got to remember what that is. That's 11 o'clock now? 15Z's 10? No, that's 10. So, yeah, they're going to probably start building in kind of early. I don't expect tomorrow to be that clear. Maybe a little bit in the morning and then more clouds later on. It's Thursday. That should be a very nice clear day. And GFS is saying, RGEM is saying clear across the whole area. As far as Friday goes, you may start off clear and then the high clouds kind of start streaming in. This is the RGEM model, okay? Let's go to the NAM model next with the clouds, because every model handles this differently. So it does show a break. It does show a period of some sunshine in the morning tomorrow. So morning should have more sunshine. The afternoon, obviously, more clouds. The chances of those showers. Thursday looks pretty cold, and it looks fairly sunny as well. The other thing, of course, would be the winds. That's the other thing we want to be watching. I do want to look at some of the other models here. Let's go back to the icon here and look at the weekend storm that we have. You can see the isobars on Thursday kind of close together, and that means it's going to be breezy. But I think we have more of a chance of some stronger winds with this storm. You can see how tight. This is the icon model. All right, so this is, again, looking a little different than some of the other models. But the icon, I'm guessing, let's look at the temperatures here. I'm guessing it's just not cold enough. It's just not cold enough for it. No. Now, if you're in northern New England, you could get some snow from this, but it's just not cold enough. Close, but not enough. Not enough. I can go look at the European as well. AI. We'll go to the AI run. Just not cold enough. Yep. So we're going to miss out on the snow probably. This would be our best chance to see some snow, but I don't think it's going to work out, unfortunately, for those who want to see some. It just doesn't look like it. We can look at the operational as well. I don't think it's going to be that much of a difference between the two, personally. It says the operational is a little bit colder. a little bit, but not really by much. No, it only goes as far as Saturday. The operation. That's why I'm looking at the AI because the AI goes further. Otherwise, I have to go back to an earlier run. You can see all that warm air. Not going to get the snow from that. Not going to get it, unfortunately. Um, not going to get it. So, yeah, I know. It was our last chance for some snow. It just doesn't look like it's going to happen. So I guess we'll go to the vent to sky. We'll talk about the wind situation. We'll just visualize the winds. Actually, I can use different. This lets me use the GFS, right? Okay, good. Let's go and look at the winds. Let's go to Thursday because I know Thursday we're going to have some wind. Let's look at wind gusts here. 30 miles an hour. I don't think we're going to need a wind advisor. I think it'll just be breezy. I noticed though the wind seems to get worse a little later on. It's using the icon model here, but it will be breezy. I don't think it's going to be wind advisory criteria. It may be. It may be. Let's see. Let me go to change this to the GFS. Yeah, it's not quite wind advisory criteria. I think it's the Saturday storm that's going to pick up the winds a lot. And this is the GFS. Oh, yeah, this is bad. So this is a GFS, and it has a really nasty LLJ over us. You can see here, gusts up into the 50s perhaps. And again, with time, we'll talk about this storm more. This is just giving you a preliminary idea of the possible potential here. This is the GFS. If I switch it over to Icon, winds aren't as bad because it has the storm much further south and has a totally different look to it. So it kind of makes it hard. We don't have an agreement on the storm yet, so that's why I'm not going to really spend too much time. I'm not really going to bring it up again until I'll probably get to it later in the week. Let me go back to the automatic mode here. And let's look at tomorrow and look at the possible thunderstorm potential for tomorrow. I don't think there'll be any. Yep, there is a little bit of cape, just the slightest bit. But some of these showers develop could be heavy. Let's look at the lifted index. There's some. It's not really a great environment for thunderstorms, but, there's always a possibility that we might see something tomorrow again. When we look at the instability, oh, yeah, I am on automatic. Okay, all right. When we look at the instability, it's there. There is some instability. That's all. There's some factors that are coming in that we may have some instability tomorrow, enough to create a convective shower or maybe even a thunderstorm, perhaps. But it won't. Unfortunately, it won't be cold enough. With temperatures around 50, it's not going to be cold enough for snow squalls. I'm sorry, but we could have some shower activity again as we head into tomorrow. Again, if we go back to that tropical tidbits, you'll see that we will have some more of that again, pop-up variety stuff that we're going to have. I can show you the FV3. I don't have it here, but we can go to the HRRR. I have a little more of it now again, so you can see again that activity that we're going to have there. So again, if you're outside, if you have outdoor plans, once we get toward around noon, keep an eye out for the billowing clouds. And as we get toward the afternoon, we're going to see more of those billowing clouds. They're going to produce some showers. You see that those little yellow dots there. That's what makes it convective. So just mind, you might see some cumulonimbus clouds around tomorrow afternoon. Other than that, after that, the colder weather is going to be with us for a couple of days. But it'll be short-lived, like all the cold weather we've had this season. So have a good night, and thank you for watching.